still to come. Wake up and smell the mushrooms? I meet the lads who grow fantastic fungi out of thrown-away coffee. I put them to work in my kitchen.
That's grand, that, mate. Yeah. Well done, thank you very much. That's spot on there.
And I put their produce to good use in these gorgeous savoury buns. And the sweet taste of the Caribbean. I create this amazing dessert that will make the sunshine from your plate, whatever the weather outside.
Oh, yes. That's gorgeous, that is.
With help from the king of the Caribbean kitchen, Levi Roots.
That's looking delicious.
The pies and puds that I bake are part of me and reflect my upbringing in the north of England. It's only natural that we stick to what we know and love. And I'm sure that's true for you too. Levi, hello.
Respect.
It's a pleasure. Nice to meet you, buddy.
Cool.
Levi Roots is a musician best known for setting the Dragon's Den on fire with his spicy Caribbean sauce. Today, he's bringing the Caribbean to me. These might look like pasties, but they're actually Levi's Sunshine Patties.
I mean, when I look at these ingredients,
yes.
you're gonna bake us something in a minute.
Yes.
What sort of thing do you get from your culture in the way of pies and puds that sort of reflect what's eaten over there?
Yeah, I think it's about the great flavours of the Caribbean. I think people will always think of the Caribbean as a few island. I mean, instantly Jamaica jumps out at you and Barbados. Yeah. But if you really think of how it is, it's a plethora of flavours over 50 islands of the Caribbean. You know, people will always think of the Caribbean, they would think of jerk chicken and rice and peas. Yeah. But it's just so different. And what... You know, things like what I would use typically as a Caribbean person, there's always a substitute. I mean, for instance, here we'll be using some squash. If I was in Jamaica at this right moment and I'll be cooking you this recipe, I would probably be using pumpkin. Yeah. But squash is something here, very close to the family. Same great taste, so we'll use that instead.
I'm going to hand my kitchen over to you, Levi. You take over. It's all yours.
Lord of mercy, as we say that. Lord of mercy. We'll have to turn... I'll probably start singing and stuff for you.
Do whatever you want, mate.
You know what it's just about like that, you know. Caribbean people brings a bit of music in there. But first, I think we better de-bling.
I'm loving that. You must have biceps like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And the size of these rings, you can get a souffle underneath. It's good to take it off there. Yeah. So what I'll be doing, Paul, I'll be doing, you know, I'd say perhaps it's the Caribbean's greatest fast food. Yeah. You know, it's just something that really, you're on the street, you know, you're on your way to work or from work or you're taking the kids out. It's just something that everybody goes in and buy a patty. Yeah. You know, a patty. And the history of the patty, I've got to say that the history comes from here right in the UK. Because Lord Falmouth became governor of Jamaica. Yeah. And he brought the pasty. Yeah. The Cornish pasty to Jamaica. And of course, Jamaica had to do something special with it. So we dubbed it up. We give it a makeover and call it the patty. Yeah. Different shape, different things on the inside, and now it's used. Yes. And the patty was born. And recently, I actually went down to Cornwall to see whether or not the Jamaican patty could beat the original Cornish pasty. And you know what happened? What? Lord of mercy, the patty won.
You're joking?
The patty won in a taste. People love the fact that the shape was quite small, that you can actually just pick it up and have a couple of bites and you're through. Whereas the pasty, the traditional pasty...
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute.
I couldn't believe it myself, but it worked.
You're going to have to prove it to me now.
Levi has some sweet yellow peppers, carrot and squash, which he's already boiled for around 4 minutes until they're slightly softened but still have a bit of bite.
The difference with the patty and the pasty, and I think one of the most striking things about the Caribbean pasty or the Jamaican pasty is the colour. And people always say, how do you get that colour? And it's just simple. It's a bit of turmeric.
Levi adds some butter and rubs it into flour and turmeric.
I love the fact that there's turmeric in there.
Because of that lovely sunshiny colour. And of course, I've called these sunshine patties.
Of course.
Of course. And because of the colours of the vegetables that you put in there, it just really makes it look nice and sunny. And as you know, things have got to look good on the plate.
Absolutely. You eat with your eyes first.
You eat with your eyes first. It's all about presentation.
When the butter's rubbed in, Levi adds a tiny bit of water.
Do you enjoy baking, though?
I've got to say, in the Caribbean, baking is not really one of the things that you'll find a lot of people do. Because I grew up never seeing an oven. One of the most popular baking styles of the Caribbean, and I'm going to let you say it because I love to hear you speak a bit of Jamaican right here on your own program so I can have a laugh.
Right, go on then. Take the mickey.
one of the most popular Caribbean baking style without an oven is called Ella top, Ella bottom, hallelujah in the middle.
What? What? Do you want to write that down? On the top, on the bottom.
Yes, hallelujah in the middle. And hell meaning fire. Because how it was is my granny used to make the pudding by putting stones on, like, bit of cloth, put stones on top, fire underneath. So it's Ella top, L fire at top, L fire at the bottom, and hallelujah in the middle.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
And the hallelujah is the deliciousness that you've got cooking inside in there. Brilliant, without no oven. So baking wasn't really something that, you know, every Caribbean sort of people do, especially, you know, in oven styles, because poor country, you know, more likely you cooked outside.
Yeah.
So there you go. Basically, that's it. You got it. 30 minutes.
That's a lovely dough there. That's lovely.
30 minutes in the freezer.
Yeah.
And you're nice and lovely. No fuss on fire, but we've got one that we made earlier.
Yes. And I think it's good to relax it, isn't it? Because it just helps rolling it out.
Yeah, it really does. So now your vegetables are nice and soft.
Yeah.
We won't squash these because I think you look like a rustic type of guy.
Oh, yeah.
Levi adds some sweet corn, some spring onions, and some cheese.
Best to use double Gloucester because it's, again, we talk about sunshine patties, so the colours are just so vivid. I think it's brilliant.
Years ago, you were saying that there wasn't many ovens in there. How did they bake off the patties? Were they baked in a bakery and then sold, or were they made at home on a pan?
No, made in a bakery. Made in a bakery. Okay. I think by then, you know, people were baking up. But I mean, when my granny taught me the way to cook and the stuff that we had in our house, we never had a cooker. I can never remember my granny using a cooker, but yet we ate everything that possibly you can think of.
It's amazing what you can cook on a hob.
Lord of mercy. Now, I'm going to put something in the airport because, you know, as I said, I like it hot, man. You know, hot.
That's going to be a bit of a blazer.
Yes, got to big up the Scotch bonnet. Because I think that the Scotch bonnet are the only one that gives you a flavour. So I'm just going to put a few stripes in there, not too much. And I've left the casing on the inside, which is really the power, which a lot of people think is the seeds, but it's not really the seeds. It's that casing in there. So we've put a little bit in there because I want to surprise you when you try it. So once it's done, you will have to start wrapping it. Be like, tick goes the tack. Rolex my watch, Savile Row suits and diamonds in my locks. I'm taller than Shaq, I'm madder than Max. I'm so swaggerific with style and panache. I've got these 8 bars a track before He's dying to say, please, Levi, don't pour that.
No. It's not something I do in the bakery because I just get ripped into.
Cooking is about fun, you know, it really is. You've got to have as much fun as you possibly can while you're doing it.
I'm starting to wonder how my friend Levi gets anything cooked at all.
So anyway, we've got it here. What we're going to do, we're just going to scoop some stuff within the middle of it and make the patty. This is really, really easy. Really easy. Come on, let's do this.
But I have to admit, colour-wise, he has it going on.
I mean, you can do it exactly how you want, but I would just get it in the middle, group it together.
Yeah.
A bit of egg white around the side, as you do. And then it's just to lock it up.
This is the key bit. I know in southwest England, there's a certain way of doing it to make it into a Cornish pasty. There's so many crimps that they do.
Crimps in, yes.
Does that make a difference in the Caribbean?
It does. And also the Cornish pasty, I think originally it floats upwards.
Yeah. Well, you got that one, and then you got the flat one.
Absolutely, because I think back in the day, I heard that it used to be for the miners.
That's right.
And they used to be able to use the pastry a couple of times.
That's right.
So it was just like your handbag. Yeah. You know, you're going to work with your pastry that you've used like four, 5 times days ago, and you're still using the same thing again. But it was brilliant. But this is the dubwise. You just some sort of egg on there, and I would just give it a prick. Because I think the version of this patty, because of the way it is, it would need to breathe a little bit so that it comes back nice. So.
And how long will that bake for then?
20 minutes in the oven, really hot oven.
Yeah.
And or 20 minutes or until it's nice and brown.
Okay.
You know, because it will react differently.
Fantastic.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, baby.
Is it looking good?
It's looking fantastic. Fabulicious, if I say so. Let's get them out.
We're pretty happy if it's going to rival the Cornish pasty in Cornwall. They look great.
Fantastic.
Oh, they look lovely.
They are, aren't they? And great for kids. I think kids would love this, you know. Their own patty, it gives each kid their own. Fantastic. They love that.
That looks fantastic, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Levi's Sunshine Patties are a bite-sized taste of the Caribbean. Spicy, vibrant, and packed with vegetable goodness. My next recipe